It's easy to hear your favorite artist on WFPK from wherever you are. Listen on your smart speaker, live stream from our website at WFPK.org from Louisville Public Media.
Consequence Podcast Network.
And welcome to another edition of Kyle Meredith with It's the Interview Series presented by WFPK at WFPK.org, Consequence, and the Consequence Podcast Network. Thank you so much, as always, for making your way here, checking out the series in this episode. Please do hit the subscribe button. I put out 3 new interviews every single week, so it's a great way to keep up with all of your favorite artists, discover some new ones, know what's happening in the music world. iTunes, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Acast, Podchaser, NPR, YouTube for the video versions, or again, anywhere you get your podcasts from. I'm Kyle Meredith. Today we're going to take a trip back in time. This is what I call a vault edition. Veruca Salt in 2015 came back on the scene after being gone for about 10 years, I think, as Veruca Salt at least, and came back with Ghost Notes. Just this fantastic record. Ended up being one of my favorites, and I got some talk time with both Nina Gordon and Louise Post to talk about the reunion, Ghost Notes, playing together for the first time in forever, where they found inspiration for the new album, and how the album tells the story of the band as well. Nina and Louise also detailed the song Alternica, which closes out the record, and how that kicked off their official songwriting into gear and led them to discovering how important they were to each other. I'm hoping they're important to each other because I'm still waiting for a follow-up to this one. I love this record so much. I do hope they do another one soon. So here it is from the Vault 2015. It's Kyle Meredith with Veruca Salt. I honestly never thought I would get to talk to you, the both of you guys together. So
No, you're not alone in that. We hadn't seen each other in quite a long time, and we hadn't made music together in even longer of a time. And then we hooked back up, and we met, and we talked, and we cried, and we laughed, and then we went down into my basement and played guitar and played some of our older songs. And sang together for the first time in many, many years, and we loved it. We couldn't believe how powerful it was, how just exciting and meant to be it was. And so we imagined maybe we would play some kind of a reunion show, and maybe play some of our old songs for the fans that had been holding out hope that we would do that someday. And we saw it more as like just fun and sort of a healing thing. And then we started bringing in new songs and writing new songs together. And all of a sudden it became clear that this wasn't just a reunion, it was like a rebirth.
Did you ever have that fear, though, that, like, is this a nostalgia thing if we do it again, if it's a reunion, or is it full steam ahead?
I don't think we ever worried about making a schlocky comeback record because it was coming from such a pure place, and no one was asking us to do it. It was just about doing it for ourselves, and there would be no reason to do it if it weren't good.
Where did you guys go for the material then? You know, so you get back together and hear the songs, we're writing songs. Where does the material come from this far in?
Well, I mean, we're still artists and expressing ourselves as artists, and there's still a lot to say. And, you know, it's not like that you can turn off the valve, but it's just going to open itself up back up at some point, even if you try to turn it off. And I know I did try to turn it off. And it was such a relief when Nina and I started working together again because I could just release it. I could just let the expression flow again.
Speak, you're speaking words.
And whereas in the past, most of our songs, on the 2 full-length albums we made together back in the day, and to some extent on the EP we made, a lot of the material was very personal and individual. I would write a song about the relationship that I was in, or about a family member, or about what happened to me when I was a child, and Louise did the same. And then we would bring those songs in, and then I could relate to her songs and she could relate to my songs, and we were able to work on them together and perform them together. But in this case, so much of the material on this album is about us. It's about the 2 of us and our relationship together. It's about the 4 of us. It's about, as Louise said, what happened back in the day, what happened that brought us together and pulled us apart and then brought us back together again. So it really is the story of this band and this friendship.
He's a cheater, a bottom feeder, in this box a lot of his hair.
One title I had to ask about, of course, the record's not out as we have this interview, but the Alternica. Any insight on that? Because it's a very interesting title.
Well, it's a really important song on this album. It's the last song on the album, and it was the song that I think really pushed us towards being a band again, a band that makes records again, because Louise and I, we always imagined we would play a reunion show or we'd do something together, but we didn't know what. And then Louise and I sang together. It was great. We loved it. We played some old songs, and then she brought in this song, Alternica, and that was when I knew we are not done. We have new songs to write and to record, and we got to get in the studio.
There were so many songs I wrote at 2 a.m. that would just get forgotten and left on maybe I'd record on my phone and just leave it in a memo until I changed phones and forgot about it or something, or on a handheld recorder, and then they would never see the light of day because I wasn't playing with anyone, and I didn't have Nina in my life to say, oh my God, I'm so excited about this, and go to her house the next day and play the song for her. And so I call those songs dead soldiers, the ones that never saw the light of day but really could have been spectacular, had they been given their shot. And Alternica was one of those.
This is Alternica, desert and the place.
To have that excitement of playing something for her and to see her face change, and to know that this song has a life now, and like it's here for good, and it's going to turn into something really, really, really amazing.
My thanks, Veruca Salt, Nina, Louise, again, 2015 interview there talking about Ghost Notes. Thanks to you as well for checking out the episode and the series. I do hope again that you'll hit that subscribe button so you can keep up with all the interviews that I put out every single week. Again, 3 new ones, a new one every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at all the usual places that you can get podcasts from, including YouTube as well for the video versions. After all that, head over to WFPK.org, where I do a show Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. Eastern, an hour full of song premieres, music news, anniversary spins, bonus interviews, Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. Eastern at WFPK.org. Consequence has your music and film news. You can also find me on the social media spots. That's Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all 3 of them at Kyle Meredith, over on TikTok at Kyle M. Meredith. I do hope you like and follow along. And that does it for another edition. I'm Kyle Meredith. I'll see you next time.
Consequence Podcast Network.
It's easy to hear your favorite artist on WFPK from wherever you are. Listen on your smart speaker, live stream from our website at WFPK.org, from Louisville Public Media.